The rise of Sky Sentinel. A new chapter in military strategy. Before we dive into today's story, we want to hear from you. Do you believe new military technologies, like the Sky Sentinel, are truly changing the nature of war? Are we just reinventing old weapons with a modern twist? Comment below and let us know what side you're on, because what we're about to reveal may reshape how you see the future of global defense. In the world of warfare, revolutions don't come often. For decades, major advances in defense relied on scaling up: bigger tanks, faster jets, deadlier missiles. But what happens when the next leap forward isn't about brute force but about precision, autonomy, and adaptability? Enter the Sky Sentinel, a system that is rewriting the rules of how we detect, engage, and defend against aerial threats. At first glance, the Sky Sentinel might appear like just another drone-based defense system, but in reality, it represents a deeper shift, a transformation in the philosophy of military strategy. Unlike traditional systems that depend heavily on centralized radar and fixed missile platforms, Sky Sentinel is mobile, flexible, and decentralized. It's designed to operate in the chaos of modern battlefields, where communication is vulnerable and threats can come from anywhere at any time. How does it actually work? At the core of the Sky Sentinel lies a networked platform that combines real-time data acquisition, artificial intelligence, and autonomous equipped with multi-spectrum sensors. It can track incoming drones, cruise missiles, and even low-flying aircraft with incredible accuracy. More importantly, it doesn't just identify. That level of autonomy means a drastic reduction in human error and reaction time, both critical factors in the high-speed environment of air combat. But developing such a cutting-edge system came with serious challenges. In the early phases, engineers and military planners struggled with the problem of integration. Unlike older defense systems that were built around large, centralized command centers, the Sky Sentinel had to be modular and interoperable across different branches of the armed forces. That meant rewriting protocols, re-engineering communication systems, and ensuring cybersecurity on a level far beyond conventional standards. Another challenge was mobility. Traditional anti-air defense systems are bulky, often fixed in position or dependent on heavy transport. Sky Sentinel had to be lightweight and agile, capable of being deployed quickly in remote or hostile terrain. That meant sacrificing heavy armor and relying more on evasiveness and intelligence, which required a complete rethink of how protection is achieved on the battlefield. And then came the issue of mechanics. The early prototypes of Sky Sentinel suffered from persistent failures in targeting stability and sensor range. Engineers discovered that even minor vibrations in flight could disrupt the delicate alignment of tracking systems. To overcome this, developers turned to adaptive stabilization technologies, inspired by the aerospace industry, similar to what keeps satellites aligned in orbit. The results were astonishing. Targeting accuracy improved by over 60%, and reliability soared. However, behind this impressive technological leap was an undeniable economic pressure. Modern militaries, especially those in NATO countries, are no longer flush with endless resources. Every dollar spent must be justified. And traditional defense systems, while effective, are enormously expensive to operate and maintain. Sky Sentinel, on the other hand, offers a high return on investment. It requires fewer personnel, has lower fuel consumption, and can be updated via software without needing to replace hardware, a dream for budget-conscious defense departments. And here's where the geopolitical tension begins to heat up, with growing concern over Russia's military assertiveness, especially in Eastern Europe and Central Asian. NATO countries are racing to modernize their air defense capabilities. Russia has invested heavily in swarm drones, hypersonic missiles, and radar jamming technology. This poses a direct threat to traditional Western systems. Sky Sentinel was, in part, a response to this reality. What's fascinating is how this system shifts the balance of deterrence. The mere presence of Sky Sentinel in a border region could force an adversary to reconsider its approach. It is not just about neutralizing threats, it's about projecting the message: we're rewatching, and we can strike back faster than you think. That has psychological implications, especially in the chessboard of modern deterrence, where perception is half the battle. Even more interesting is that early tests of the Sky Sentinel have exceeded expectations. In a recent multi-nation exercise, The system successfully detected and neutralized 94% of incoming simulated threats, outperforming legacy systems by a wide margin. And this wasn't in a controlled environment, it was under conditions of electronic interference, poor weather, and simultaneous ground operations. Military analysts now consider it one of the most promising developments in defensive strategy since the invention of radar. But it's not a perfect solution. Critics point out that over-reliance on automated systems can lead to strategic complacency. If systems like Sky Sentinel are hacked or spoofed, they could become liabilities rather than assets. Moreover, there is a growing debate about the ethical dimension. How much autonomy should machines really have in making decisions that involve life and death? From a broader perspective, Sky Sentinel signals a shift toward a new military doctrine, one based on speed, data, and automation. It reflects the changing face of warfare, where digital intelligence can be just as decisive as firepower. And as more countries rush to develop or acquire similar systems, we're likely to see a global race not unlike the nuclear arms race of the Cold War, but this time fought in cyberspace and clouds. Looking ahead, the future of Sky Sentinel depends on two key variables: adaptability and integration. While the current system is impressive, its true power will only be realized when it becomes part of a fully integrated defense web connecting land, sea, air, and even space-based platforms. Already, research is underway to link Sky Sentinel with satellite surveillance and autonomous ground vehicles, creating a seamless ecosystem of threat detection and neutralization. There are also limitations. For now, Sky Sentinel is excellent at short to medium range engagements, but struggles with long-range hypersonic threats. Developers are working on next-generation sensor arrays and quantum radar to bridge that gap. There is also the challenge of countering decoys and electronic camouflage tactics that more advanced enemies are beginning to exploit. In conclusion, the Sky Sentinel is more than a weapon, it's a signpost of where military strategy is heading. It encapsulates the fusion of technology, intelligence, and necessity in a world where security threats are evolving faster than ever before. So what do you think? Is this the future we should embrace, or one we should fear? Are we heading towards smarter defense, or toward an arms race of artificial intelligence and automated conflict? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's get the conversation going, because in this new age of warfare, every opinion matters.